Hello and welcome back. So we are going to finish off this piece pretty much today, and then so this video is going to be about finishing it, and then the next video is going to be about tidying it up. So let's go through the two things we're going to do today. The first thing is we're going to finish the final head. We already have a call and response, but we're going to change the response to make it look like more improvised, because at the moment it's just the same as the first time we had it. And the key word for this session is going to be idiomatic, but we'll come on to that in a sec. So I'm going to rework all of the trombone responses in this kind of second head, so that it because it's supposed to be improvised. This bit is supposed to be kind of written, and we play it exactly the same time. So that's the same each time we play the head. But the response is supposed to be improvised, you know, a response to what's been said. Instead of giving the exact same word-for-word response, we're going to kind of spice it up a bit. Let's start... We know it's coming, so we'll start on the... start there. We don't actually have to change it over that much. So just using notes of the blues scale, just something to respond. Da, 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 da. Yeah, let's go for that. Yeah, something like that. Just something different. Let's hold it slightly longer. Last time we came in a bit early, so we'll come in later than we did last time. Let's just have a load of... yeah, let's have some offbeats. So on each offbeat, we're just going to have the note G. So we'll get rid of this bit. Put that to G. And... no. B flat. We went repeat. We could go up this time. And then, you know what, this bit was so good last time, I'll keep that the same, the da 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 dun dun da da. But I'm going to change this last chord because we have reached a resolution here. We want to end the piece, so we're going to have another C chord. Let's have kind of repeat this. We want to end on the C chord. We'll hold it for the full amount of the bar. Yes, we're changing the chord pattern ever so slightly, but this is the last time when it's kind of the expected thing, so we'll do that. I will change the bass leading into this though, because that has to be different. So we don't want to hit the G, we want to hit the C, and we'll hold this over. So we're hitting the final kind of chord here. We'll hit this C chord just to resolve it. Yeah, this is going to be great. We just need to work out a little... I think a little 5-1 here would be great. So we've got the B flat there. Yeah, that's what we want. So to connect that. Yeah, and then I've got an idea. I want to add in a little kind of arpeggio. So I'm just going to change the voicing for this one ever so slightly. Go down to the B flat there and get rid of it there. And once I've played it, I'll play it kind of up an octave sort of thing. and we'll put the C on top of that as well. Oh, where's it taking me? Oh, all the way back to the beginning. Let's have a look. Where was it? Here. Notation. And just to kind of add in, make the most of having a piano, we're going to arpeggio up. So just kind of play the notes. Instead of just putting all fingers down at once, we start with the bottom one and slowly raise. So great, yeah, so that's a better ending. So all we've done so far is we've changed over the responses, so that the call stays the same here, but then the response is just changed ever so slightly. You know, it's always going to be the kind of the C blues scale. We don't have to worry about that because it's always on these bars. We're going to have C in my version at least. And then just to end, I hold that final chord rather than adding in that turn around. I take that out for once, just so we all end on the same key, on the same place. Let's go through and add in the idiomatic part for it. So this is about making it a bit clearer for each instrument, keeping in mind each instrument as we write it, but also about the phrasing, articulation. So let's go back to the beginning. Let's have a listen. So, for example, the da 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 would probably be slurred. That's one phrase, and this might work well staccato. I think that would work quite well, having the da 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 da. Kind of, if you have a bit of staccato, have a bit of slur. Let's have a listen. Maybe a bit too much. Da, 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 da. Yeah, we'll keep it all slurred for now. Saxophone sounds great slurred, while the trombone's going to be a bit more staccato. We'll have that bit slurred. And then, actually, let's make sure this end is definitely clear. So we'll add in a staccato there. We'll add in a staccato there. And we'll accent this note here. So just going through and adding in the accents at logical points. So we want to accent this note. Yeah, that sounds great. Let's add in a long slur over this one. So this is going to encompass the entire bit. And then another slur here. This bit's definitely got to be staccato. Ba-da, da, 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 da. This is all one kind of slur. Da, 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 da. Yeah, this is going to have to be slurred as well. And then on kind of a small break in between these ones. Yeah, lots of slur in this kind of ba-dun, dun, and a staccato there. That will work quite well. Yeah, so let's have a... Then let's just go through the alto part. So let's have a listen. Da, 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 da. I think that's a slur. Maybe not that much. Definitely in that. Maybe even cut that off slightly early. No, because then it will just be easier to go. Yeah, we'll just have that. Get rid of that. Oh no. Slur, not staccato. Yeah, I think we can already tell what's kind of gonna go on here. We're gonna have some da da ba. Same again. Keep that kind of idea going. There we go. Great. So let's just keep going. Lots of staccato for the trombone. Yeah, we'll ooh, I've just got an idea. Let's add in a glissando. So here's a quick way of making our pieces idiomatic. We can have a kind of glissando between the piece, and there's two glissandos mainly available to us, which is a straight line glissando and a wavy glissando. A straight glissando is sliding. Oh, actually, I'll go for the wavy one first. A wavy one would be hitting all the notes in between. So, for example, if you wanted to go from, I don't know, C to G, you'd go through all the notes in between. So if you had a wavy line, you'd go C, then you go C sharp, D, E flat, E, F, F sharp, G to hit it. Whereas a straight one is for instruments that can hit all the microtones in between. So just a straight slide upwards. For example, a trombone can just slide between notes. Same thing for a violin. You can kind of drag your finger along the board, and that will change the pitch. So it depends what instrument. So for example, this is trombone, which can slide up. So I only need one. Just need to hit the first one and click gliss. But it'd be pointless there because that is a semitone, so there are no notes in between. You know, I'm gonna make it a challenge. I'm gonna throw in a oh, maybe a gliss here. Okay, because it's the software that we're using, it's playing it as where it's playing all the notes in between, but that would be a very connected slide on the actual instrument where you kind of don't hear the individual notes outlined, it just plays them. Whereas on the saxophone, let's just add one here just for a sec. It would be like this, where you kind of hit all the notes in between. So yeah, I'm just going to add in this one because that might sound good on the actual trombone. Where was I though? I was here. That bit definitely needs to be slurred. And it's still a one phrase as well. So. Let's make that. Oh, hang on. It's not. It doesn't like that. That's definitely a breath there. So let's slur that. It's definitely giving it some height. Just to make it look a bit neater. Da, 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 da. Yeah, that's all one, but we will slightly accent that. So articulations should probably be under there. And then we have the bit from the beginning again. I might just copy and paste the melody part because it's going to be the same. Ooh. Copy and paste, just to keep all the lines, and that is going to be one phrase as well, even though it's tight. And then I just need to change this final. Da, da, da. I want to play those for their full length, but still separate notes. So. Da, 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 da. That's definitely a slur. I think we can guess what's going on top of them. Da, da, da. Da, 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 da. Ba, da. Yeah, it just needs to be moved down ever so slightly. Can I? There we go. So just oh, I should probably do that for the first one as well. Where is the head? So all I'm doing is I'm yeah, no, that was a staccato, but we'll make that, just move it down ever so slightly just to make sure it's visible. There we go. I think that's going to be a lot nicer as a kind of better phrased. I won't play the whole thing, although I should probably listen. I'm going to listen to it, so this will just be a minute, just kind of listening to those decisions. I might stop and start it if I really don't like one. Let's just have a listen. Sorry, I'm just gonna then one final articulation I'm going to add on top of this one, a pause. hold this note, please. I don't think Musical will play that, but no, it doesn't play it, but the players will know what to do there, and that is a good piece of kind of signing what you want your players to do. So I'm going to leave it there. All I've done this session is, well, I've changed over some of the notes. I did the ending, and I did the changed the response, but mainly it was just going through, adding in those slurs, the articulations, maybe a couple of slides here and there. If you really wanted to, you could add in a glissando. No, I don't think the saxophone one part needs it. Although, just as a definite kind of piece of advice, if you want a glissando to connect the notes on the saxophone, then use the wavy one for the saxophone, or any instrument that kind of plays all the notes in between. So that would be like the piano or the flute. Whereas if you have an instrument that can play the notes in between the notes, so the violin, if you had like a fretless guitar, that could do it. And of course the trombone, which slides, then use the straight glissando, and that's just a way of showing that you know what your instrument can do, just to connect the notes. But make sure you don't throw it in randomly. Don't do it where I was going to do it, where there was only a semitone in it, which would work, but you know, it's not going to sound that impressive just sliding up from via semitone. So that is all I wanted to cover in this session. I just wanted to go through the piece and work out how to make it sound nicer. So we're going to move on to the final session, which will be comparing this against the mark scheme and trying to drag up the mark as much as possible by just doing what it says. So let's have a... Actually, no, before we go on, this is the video on Idiomatic, and there's one glaring problem. This is out of our range, and the saxophone has been high for pretty much most of the piece. In fact, if we take it out of concert pitch and see what the saxophone's actually playing, as a saxophone player, I am kind of cursing under my breath about how high this piece wants me to play, and it doesn't use like that much of the range. It's only using the high bit. So I think it would sound better if we made it a bit of a mid-range piece for another saxophone. So let's load up another saxophone, and let's go to the high one, which is the soprano, which is in a slightly different key. It's in B flat rather than the E flat alto saxophone. And I'm just going to copy, going to go to the end and select all of that. I'm going to copy, and then to the beginning, I'm going to paste. Let's just get rid of that alto. So I'll completely change one of the instruments. Oh, I haven't. This is a new instrument, so it's still going by the old volume. So I'm just going to bring that down to be in line with the trombone, maybe slightly higher. So what does that mean? Firstly, it means when we had our high section here, that's not a problem anymore. And if we went into concert pitch, we can see that the range of the of most saxophones, apart from the baritone, is from a low B flat all the way up to about F sharp. So that's just to show you for clarity. So that's B flat all the way down here, all the way up to the F sharp. There? No, higher. And it's only higher than that. That should be a real problem. So, although it's saying I can go up to G, I would beg to differ, but there we go, F sharp. So that's the range we've got to play around with. So let's have a look. How low does it go? It doesn't go too low at any point, I don't think, because we have kept it high. But that doesn't matter because the low end of the saxophone isn't the most appealing. I think the lowest we go down to is about G. And when we reach our kind of peak in the saxophone solo, we hit a D, which is very comfortable. It sounds impressive, but it's still very much within our range. And trombones, you know, we don't want to keep it too low. Maybe we went a bit high here, but it's quite near the end of the register. Yeah, it's quite near the end of the range, but I think they can still go up that high on a good day. So yeah, just that final bit of keeping it idiomatic, and that has reset all of the that's reset all of the kind of bar lines that we had structured. So I'll probably go through and correct that. There we go. I know I was going to end this video about 5 minutes ago, and then I've just kept going. You know, it's going to be a constant case of, oh, I've spotted that, you know, I didn't change over that chord in one hand and did in the other. And it's just kind of tidying up. But we're going to save most of the tidying for next session. I'm going to end it here for good this time. And I will see you in the final 12 Bar Blues video. See you soon.